This is your favorite show, The Spotlight Show with Sam Hunsu on NDTV. Interactions, revelations, family issues, success and comeback stories, inspirations, life lessons, prayers and imprecations, passion for the lost souls, and much more, on The Spotlight Show. For past episodes visit www.ndtvn.com or Bird sponsorship. And to be a guest on this show, email sam@ndtvn.com. In this world of chaos, anarchy, and uncertainty, God is looking for men and women whom He will use as an agent of change and transformation. Men and women who will use their time, money, talents, resources, and spiritual gifts for the good of others. I believe after reading this book, you'll be encouraged and inspired to live selflessly and become an agent of change. Whenever you find yourself, you will do all you can to add value to the life of others. Agent of Change. Written by Sam Hunsu. Now available. To get a copy of this life-transforming book, visit www.ndtvn.com/offers. Agents of Change. Can God count on you?
Alright, thank you once again for joining me on your show, The Spotlight Show. I remain your host, Sam Hunsu, and today is another day, a day of revelation and the law, and I have me a special guest today that God will also use. Through her testimony and through her story, I believe you have something to learn. God bless you.
How will you feel when you know that someone is praying and interceding for you every day? That is how we hold our partners with high esteem, standing in the gap and praying for you without season. NDTV is God's plan to transform lives and help people to get their freedom from every form of oppression, walk in victory, discover their original destiny and the plan of God for them. Together, we can do far more than any of us could ever do alone. Become a partner today by visiting www.ndtvn.com/partnership, and you will be glad you did. In this world of chaos, anarchy, and uncertainty, God is looking for men and women whom He will use as an agent of change and transformation. Men and women who will use their time, money, talents, resources, and spiritual gifts for the good of others. I believe after reading this book, you'll be encouraged and inspired to live selflessly and become an agent of change. Whenever you find yourself, you will do all you can to add value to the life of others. Agent of Change. Written by Sam Hunsu. Now available. To get a copy of this life-transforming book, visit www.ndtvn.com/offers. Agents of Change. Can God count on you?
Alright, welcome back. So like I said before, I have with me today a special guest. As you can see, she's looking so gorgeous and she's looking so young. I have with me today EILEEN BASSANG, all the way from Cameroon and based here in US. Nice meeting you.
Thank you, sir.
You are welcome to the Spotlight Show.
Thank you.
And the viewers all over the world, wherever you're watching from, get ready. I know you have a lot to learn from her today. So get set. And if you're watching us on Facebook, on Twitter, or Periscope, get set. And I know you have a lot today. So once again, it's a pleasure having you on the Spotlight Show.
Thank you. I appreciate
You are looking so good.
Thank you.
All right. People often refer to her as a wonder of God. Let me start from there. I mean, that's the best thing to start from. Before that, let me tell our viewers just about yourself. Who is EILEEN?
EILEEN, BASSANG, known as Wonders of God, Woman of God. A woman that loves God so much. I'm a wonder. I am God's wonder. I've seen God in such a way that I cannot even describe Him as a miracle. So the only word I have for Him is knowing God to be a wonder to me. Wow.
How much does that mean to you? How do you get to that level of believing God, call Him as a wonder?
I've been through a lot in life, challenges to mention. I've seen God in every aspect. God has been in my life, and I've seen God as a provider. I've seen God as the mighty, mighty healer. I've been through a lot of health situations that I had no other way but to turn back to God. So I've seen God as a healer. I've seen God as a provider. I've been homeless. I've known what it means to be without food. And I saw God step into my life in that domain. I saw God gave me a shelter. I saw God provided a meal for me. So I've seen God as a protector. Oh my God. I've been in an accident with my daughter. I remember when she was 3 months old, God brought us out of that accident with no injuries. Even during her delivery, it was the same thing. I was on life support. I was intubated. If you're a nurse or a medical personnel, you're going to know what I'm talking about. You know, being a mother, first time, so excited to see my daughter. And hey, I only got about after 5 days. So it is still another journey. I'm still going to look the time and come back to let you know my journey, how I went somewhere and I came back. So God has really been a protector to me.
Wow.
God has been everything. I don't know any word to really like. If there is a better word more than the word wonder, I think I'll use it. But I don't really like. I don't have any other word. Exactly.
Wow, that's
exactly.
Awesome. So God means everything to you.
Oh, God is everything. There is no way I can do without God.
There is nothing. There is no one to compare with.
That's
so
right.
Nothing can compare to Him.
That is it.
And I don't tell people sometimes the way God show Himself to determine what you call Him.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, we call God all names: Provider, Jehovah, Jehovah, Nissi.
Exactly.
It's because of the way He showed Himself to the people that give Him that name. When God appeared to Abraham, when He provided for him a ram in the place of Isaac, He said, God, you are Jehovah Jireh, the provider.
Right. That's right.
So to you and I, God revealed Himself in a different way to us.
Yes.
And that determined the names we call Him.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Wow. So viewers, that's a very important lesson for you to know today.
Exactly.
You call God what He is to you.
Exactly.
What any angle. If you're hungry and God appear and give you food, say, God, you are my provider.
That's it.
So if you are in an accident and God saved you, like you was saying, He's my protector.
That's right.
If you are homeless and God make a way, God is a God. He's everything.
Thank you.
So wow, so that's awesome. That's awesome. So I mean, you have gone through a lot. So can you tell us if those challenges, how life has been?
Yes, it's really life has been. Like I would always say, when I look at my life and I have a flashback, I see where God brought me and where I am today. Though the challenges, you know, the blessings are still more than the challenges. Let me just give you all something I went through 3 years ago. I got up one morning, did everything I do normally, and I went to work. Healthy. I've never slept in the hospital, and when I left my first visit, I'm a nurse. So when I left seeing my first patient, I just felt like I was dizzy. But you know, I'm like, this is not my body, this is not me. What is happening? And I tried to put myself together. I came into the car and I'm like, I'm not feeling good. Thank God that day I was with my ex-husband and my daughter, and I told him I'm not feeling good, you know. He's like, oh, you women, are you okay? Let's go home. I'm like, no, this is different. I don't feel okay. I said, I'm even feeling like I'm going to call 911. So as a nurse, I quickly took my blood pressure. So when I took my blood pressure, it was like 180 something or 150 something. I'm like, God, no, what happened? You know, so I actually called the ambulance. I called 911. They came, they did all the EKGs and everything, and they said, follow up with your primary care doctor. That is how it started. I went to my doctor. It was just like a joke. That is why I will encourage people that when you are going through stuff, if you feel there is a pain on your hand, put your hand on that hand and speak to that part of your body. Yes, you need to speak to your body. That is the error I did. I did not speak to my body right away. I went right away to my doctor, but thank God that my doctor was not only a physician, she was also spiritually filled.
Wow.
So she said, EILEEN, no, this is not looking normal. I'm going to give my pastor's number. Don't tell him anything. Just talk with him. So I spoke to his pastor and he started revealing things. He started revealing things. You know, I was in and out of the hospital for 3 years. You know, when I get into this episode, it's like one side of me is like, it's shaking and I can't even control myself. When this is happening, my blood pressure is going up. Everything is up. My pulse, everything. My pulse one night was like 154. And when you call 911 and they ask you to stay with them, it is not a joke. I had to be on the phone because I could hear my heart pounding from my head, from my ears, you know. So it has been an experience, you know. It's like this job that I had, I lost this job. I lost basically everything. You know, through the health situation I was going through, God blessed me so much. You know, I thought I got it all going, you know. I was doing 7 days a week. There are times I was like, oh, I'm not going to church. You know, yes, I was doing things like that. Wow. But when we do things like this, we don't understand that spiritually we're getting down there. You know, as a child of God, you need to let your spiritual antenna be active all the time. But that I'm talking about my errors. You know, I'm not ashamed of it because I've learned out of it. So us running every day, I was running behind money, behind jobs, and you know, everything was going on. You know, I had 5 cars, I was living in an estate, everything was going on good for me. You know, even when my family could have a problem of $10,000, that was nothing for me to wire that money back home. But you know, the devil is always there. The devil knows your destiny. And the devil is out there to make that destiny not to happen. So I was down for 3 years, in and out of work. I basically lost everything. The only thing the devil could not steal from me, my soul. It was my soul. Because basically, you know, your life going in, I could not drive my 5 cars parked out there. Yes, I could not open my fridge and eat and cook. At times, my own bedroom that was so comfortable, I could not lie on my own bed. I had to lie on the couch. So what I'm saying is that when I hear people say, there is no God, it's like, God, how can I make them understand? You know, like he said, when you have not gone through an experience, if you've never been sick, you're not going to know God to be the healer.
Yes.
It is difficult, trust me. If you've never been without food and a miracle happens and somebody say, hey, you need money, and you get that money, you will never understand that this God is a provider.
This is your favorite show, The Spotlight Show with Sam Hunsu on NDTV. Interactions, revelations, family issues, success and comeback stories. Inspirations. Life lessons. Prayers and imprecations. Passion for the lost souls. And much more. On the Spotlight Show. For past episodes visit www.ndtvn.com. For and Bird sponsorship. And to be a guest on this show, email sam@ndtvn.com.
I'm talking from the perspective of what I have been through. Yes, I have been through all these things. And it's not been like, hey, thank God I'm in the Lord, you know, that at times I had to like back up my family. We are believers, the pastors, you know, we'll do chain prayers. And I also thank God for my local assembly. I appreciate Christ Embassy, Houston, Texas. They were awesome. That is why I encourage you, belong somewhere. We know there are no name tags in heaven, but we're living in this earth. We need to be somewhere. You need to be somewhere that when these spiritual things are going on within you, you have a backup.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Wow.
I know, I can keep going on and on.
Yeah, wow.
Because when I start talking about my life, my testimony, it can take a whole day.
That's what this show is all about. We bring people who have stories.
Thank you.
They share their stories.
Yes.
So that somebody out there will learn from that story.
Praise God. Praise God.
And that's what this show is all about.
Praise God.
You see, because somebody somewhere might want to make the same mistake you made.
Thank you.
But by hearing right now, that person will reverse that course.
Praise God.
And then you have saved their life.
Yes, sir.
That's what this show is all about. So I've heard testimony upon testimony, and that is what we are here to do. To encourage people.
It's important.
It's very important, because every day people face a lot of challenges.
Yes, people do.
And sometimes people are lonely, they don't have anybody. But just that's what the media is all about. This is what NDTV is all about. To encourage people and to bring life back to the lifeless.
Amen. And
to restore hope to the hopeless. So I've learned a lot of lessons from what you have said.
Thank you, sir.
Viewers, listen, this is a very, very important case. No matter how busy you are, don't be over too busy for God.
God, that is so true.
Especially in a country like this.
Oh no, you need God.
You want to work 7 hours? I believe in the power of working.
Yes.
But sometimes even as I'm working and praying, you can be working and you are praying in the spirit. It goes a long way.
Oh yeah, it does.
So like I said this morning on my show, Supernatural Encounter, I said the reason why so many lives fail, especially marriages fail, is because the spiritual strength of the family, either the man or the woman, is not strong enough. And there will be adversity. When the trouble comes and then your strength is not strong, you will be swept away out of your feet.
Definitely.
They begin to blame the wrong person. You not know that the devil is behind this work. I got you.
Yes.
So sometimes it goes a long way.
That's true.
But also spiritual strength.
Yes.
Especially in time like this is the end time, our spiritual strength is so strong.
I tell people every day.
I get you. So we can hear our stories. Our testimonies, that's why she can say, God, you are a wonder, you are a wonder.
Yes, God is a wonder.
And also very, very important to note too as well, that no matter what God has given you,
yes,
always see as God.
Amen.
I get you. So let me leave you with your show. Let me not start preaching now. Yes. So you have gone through all this process. And so in those tough challenge, you have seen the hand of God.
Oh, praise God.
And you have learned so many lessons in the course of it. And somebody is now really learning from your own lesson.
Praise God. Praise God.
So, quickly, you just clocked 40 years. But you don't look like it. She doesn't look like it at all. I guess she's about 20 years at all, I'm right. So, and then 40 years, what experiences has life taught you?
Wow. 40. What
excellences has life taught you so far?
They say 40 is a new 20, and 40, I've learned a lot of life lessons. I've made a lot of mistakes that I wish I didn't get to do those mistakes. as a child of God, I'm going to talk in the aspect of marriage. You know, I've been married twice.
Wow.
Yes. And I actually walked out of this relationship, you know. But what I tell myself every day is that if I knew what I know now,
okay, so you are right.
I wouldn't have gone through this.
Okay.
And like I said this morning, I'm encouraging any young person. I'm encouraging any man. I'm encouraging any single woman. If you believe in God for a spouse, hear me and hear me. Don't do it on your own.
Wow.
Don't do it on your own. Seek the face of God about it. Seek the face of God about it. I'm talking from the perspective of me being twice. You know, I'm not ashamed of my past because I know where I'm going to. So I'm encouraging somebody. The errors I did in the aspect of marriage, I never consulted God. You know, that is why I started doing the teachings and the steps of getting married.
Wow.
What do you have to do? You know, the dating, the abstinence, you know, or you putting it more in prayers than you hanging out there and doing what you don't have business doing. You know, these are some of the errors. You know, the Bible says your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, which means your body is sacred. You know, your body is something not for you, but your body is for the service of the Lord. The Bible says the only offering you have to give to God is offering yourself as a living sacrifice. Holy. When God says holy, we don't do that nowadays. Now you see somebody, you get carried out. Oh, this person is an engineer. Oh, this person is a medical doctor. Oh, this girl is like this. She has money. We have forgotten the basis of what marriage is all about. As Christians, have a reason why you're getting married. Okay. Why are you getting married as a child of God? Is it about you having that fabulous wedding? Is that all you're desiring for? No. If you're coming together with a man, with a woman, as your spouse, what are your dreams? You should be thinking of, okay, now that we're coming together as a family, what can we do for the kingdom of God?
In this world of chaos, anarchy, and uncertainty, God is looking for men and women whom He will use as an agent of change and transformation. Men and women who will use their time, money, talents, resources, and spiritual gifts for the good of others. I believe after reading this book, you'll be encouraged and inspired to live selflessly and become an agent of change. Whenever you find yourself, you will do all you can to add value to the life of others. Agent of Change. Written by Sam Hansug. Now available. To get a copy of this life-transforming book, visit www.ndtvn.com/offers. Agents of Change. Can God count on you? How will you feel when you know that someone is praying and interceding for you every day? That is how we hold our partners with high esteem, standing in the gap and praying for you without ceasing. NDTV is God's plan to transform lives and help people to get their freedom from every form of oppression, walk in victory, discover their original destiny and the plan of God for them. Together, we can do far more than any of us could ever do alone. Become a partner today by visiting www.ndtvn.com/partnership, and you will be glad you did.
Yes. So as I was saying, getting married is not just you getting up from bed and you with somebody. You know, the error I made is that I had to move in, and I'm living with this man without walking down the aisle, without going for counseling, without seeking the face of God, if this actually was the man God wanted for me. So these are some of the errors I made. And what I'm going to do, I know I want to get married. And I know I'm going to get married. What I'm going to do, what you should do, is to stay away. You abstain. Don't get into premarital sex. The Bible says no. Don't do that, because God, when you let it out of the bag, what are you going to expect on that wedding night? What is the excitement? What are you going to get out of that? Just like this man of God, I've been doing a lot of research about family, about marriage. How can I make it work better if I get married tomorrow? Because this is something, when I sit back, being the kind of woman I am, I'm like, God, why is it that I'm not succeeding in this aspect, in this area of life? What is going on with me? When you thirsty, when you hunger for something, you try to look for solutions. So what I've been doing is that I've been searching scriptures. I've been listening to other men of God. So I will encourage everyone, don't take upon yourself and think that you can just stand up one day and you decide who you want to be with.
Wow, I mean, that's a very, very important subject, issue of marriage, which need to be addressed seriously, prayerfully,
amen,
wisdom-wise, and every other area.
Amen.
But I know, you got a ministry, so, and I pray the Lord give you the strength to actually fulfill this ministry.
Yes.
If there is any ministry anyone will receive right now, is the ministry of marriage.
Yes.
How to make it work, and you see your own experience. It's painful.
Yeah, it is.
But,
it is.
Sometimes it might not be God's fault. It might be our fault.
Yes.
But even if it's our fault, God will always give us a second chance.
That's right.
He's a God of second chance.
I do believe that.
Yeah. So we learn from our experiences, so that when you give others the experiences, they will not feel. Well, one thing I know, I've come to realize about marriage is that when people are already into it, when they enter a relationship, no matter what you are saying,
they don't hear.
So nobody.
No, this time I hear.
No,
yes.
So because of experiences. So people don't really.
No, they don't.
When they fall in love, they are not ready to hear anything, no matter what anybody says. But I pray somebody will not make that mistake, because it's painful.
Exactly.
I do say something. I did say this on my broadcast. I said, if you feel it maritally, you feel everything every day.
That's right. That's true.
Let's be frank with ourselves.
That's true.
No matter what society teaches us, you can't do it alone.
Exactly.
Is an
no
island.
way. No way.
The journey of life is too challenging to be run alone.
That's right. That's
we all
right.
need
Yes, you need somebody.
People around us.
You need somebody.
To advise, to encourage, to motivate, and so forth.
Exactly.
Okay, so if you are watching us now, if you are in your marriage, strive to make it work.
That's right.
Prayerfully seek good counsel.
Yes.
Prayerfully seek good counsel. Consult the right counsel, not your friends.
No. Yes, you don't have to. If you are in a marriage, what I'm gonna tell you now, if you're going through situations, like I always say, if there's something going wrong in a marriage, I will blame the wife. I will blame the woman, because the woman is a helper, which means you need to be on your knees 24/7 for your family. You're praying for your husband, right? You're praying for your husband. So if there is something going wrong out there, it's going to be your responsibility. I'm going to hold you charge of it, because you are the one that holds the home. You are the helper, so you assisting your husband. So if you are a better assistant, there is no way that the boss will be making errors. So you take upon yourself and you put your husband in prayer. You put your children in prayer. Never tell your marital issues to your friends. No, don't do it. If I'm going to give you counsel today, if you're having anything bothering you, the first person you seek counsel is, you talk to your Father in heaven. Pray about it. You should be a Proverbs 31 woman. Pray about it. Pray about it. When you pray about it, if it's not changing, then you go to your man of God. Take it to your man of God. Remember, we are talking Christians. Remember, we are talking Christians. Go for counseling. Take it to your man of God. Don't call friends.
No. Wow, thank you so much. You got the ministry. Viewers, we are still on the show, the Spotlight Show. I'm with your host, Samusu, with it's a pastor now. You can see how she's preaching. So it's a woman of God, and EILEEN BASSANG. She have been you have been saying the truth, and from experiences, it's good sometimes to have some experience to know what is at stake. And if you are not following us yet, follow us on our Facebook page, NDTV Network on Instagram, it's NDTV Network on YouTube, New Dimension TV, and 24-hour live streaming on www.ndtvn.com. So make sure you follow, because this is a network that is set up at this end time to liberate life. You can see the truth we are hearing right now, just the truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, yes.
We stand for nothing. We give God's word undiluted truth.
Definitely.
That's what we stand for.
Sugarcoating anything.
And that's what we are. We thank God for the testimony we are receiving. So follow us and keep sharing it and be blessed to someone right now. So let's continue. You see, I said something this morning. I don't know why almost everything I said this morning are the things we are still talking about right now in this interview. I said also, if you play back my teaching this morning, I don't know about the power. Acts chapter 8, 1 verse 8, so you shall receive power. Power for what? And I focus on power for marital fulfillment. It takes power of God to sustain your marriage. Definitely. It doesn't take any other thing than the power of God. So, but like I said, that's where many people miss it wrong. People are looking for money, spouse, whatever, a lot of things here and there, but only with the power. Yes, the power to connect. I got power to connect, power to retain, and power to maintain.
That's right.
Sometimes some people they have the power to connect, they meet a man, but they don't have the power to maintain and retain that relationship. And also I said, if the marriage failed because the woman has failed, that's what I'm going to.
That's true.
If any women listen to me very well, I'm saying this again.
It's the truth.
That's the truth.
It's the truth.
God has given you the power,
yes,
the grace, the wherewithal to sustain your home.
Marriage. That's true.
Wisdom to sustain your home.
That's right.
If it fails because you have allowed the devil to walk through to make it fail.
It is you.
And if it succeeds, then God has used you to make it work.
That's right.
That's why what we needed is spiritual maturity.
Praise God.
Let me not take part in this. But that's the truth, because I mean, this is very, very important.
No, it is.
I've counseled so many single mothers, and I've seen many of them because they are not mature enough. Like you say, what you know now.
Yes, yes.
It's what you know then.
I'm trying to.
You won't have made the mistake you made.
I wouldn't have made this errors. I wouldn't have made this errors.
So, we pray for everyone right now. Let's just pray for everyone right now watching for spiritual maturity. Just pray as you are led. Le Brazil Kabasu. Mazi Kalabasiti, Yabasu to Brazil Kabasu. Zikabali Brazil to Yabasu, Washington. Mazi Kabali Yabasu to Brazil Kabasu. So Kabali Brazil Kabasu. We pray for maturity, Lord. Everyone out there. Every woman for wisdom, pray for spiritual maturity, pray for grace to sustain your home and build a godly home. Receive it right now in the name of Jesus Christ. Thank you, Father. In Jesus' mighty name.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
It's very important.
Amen.
I get you. You have a ministry, so we're talking more about your ministry. And I see what you can do about it. Because life are waiting for you to be blessed.
Praise God.
I get you. Lives. You have the word, you have the ministry, so life are waiting there.
Praise God.
There are people that God has positioned for you to be a blessing to.
Oh, praise God. Thank you.
And the time is now.
Thank you for saying that in me.
Well, that's the truth.
I do appreciate it.
And it might be a prophecy, but it's what you are, what you already know.
I receive it in the name of Jesus.
But it's time the grace to embark on the journey.
I'm grateful that you say
that. Don't look at your past.
No, I don't.
Use your past as an experience for someone to learn from.
Yes.
And it will be something of joy. We can save only one marriage.
Amen. Amen.
Yes, sir. Because if marriage fails, the children fails.
Definitely.
Every broken home will give back to broken children.
I know.
And it become a pattern.
Yeah.
It takes the grace of God.
Yeah, it takes the grace.
You take God's grace.
Yes.
And before it becomes a pattern.
I know.
you take the grace of God. That's one challenge. That's why the piece of prayer comes in. What prayer does is it helps us to cut off every evil pattern that's trying to drag us.
That is why I'm speaking to my daughter. I'm like, what I went through, you will never ever go through it.
Okay.
So when you know spiritual things, you don't sit like I'm a talking Christian. I don't sit. I speak into her life. I speak into her life because it's not really a wonderful experience. It's not. It's very emotional. It's very hurting. You know, it's not funny. Going through divorce, I said, is one of the worst things that ever happened to anybody. No matter how strong you say you are, no. Yes, it is not a good thing. It is something I would discourage. And I would tell women, if it's that your husband is cheating, it's something that can be resolved. It's something that we can sit back and look how we can fix it. If it's something about they can fix it, except I say, except it's abuse, that you think that your life is being threatened, then that is the only way that I'll tell you no. I'm not going to tell you to sit there with somebody to kill you because we want to fulfill what the scriptures have said. No, God has given us wisdom.
And that is after everything has
been done. Exactly, because some of those things are coming as abuse, they're demons.
Yeah,
so that is what I still go back to the woman. Pray. Did you meet this man behaving like this when you all were dating? Look at it again. So definitely a woman that sees things in the spirit, a woman that can discern things in the spirit, you will not step out and say, no, this is not the husband I got married to. Things have to change in this house. Devil, get out of my house. You speak your things and see them happen. Don't call friends. Don't call them.
Wow, you got a message. That's a word.
Thank you.
See, I've counseled and I pray with so many couples. I have a case of this woman who they are here in Houston, and who the husband but beat her even while she's pregnant. The man beat her. But you see, listen, one thing that viewers listen, one thing that you ask, like you said right now, do I meet this man this way?
Exactly.
If I want, that's the first thing.
Yes.
And I know if the man is that way, he won't have married in the first place.
Definitely. Or even carry a baby for this man.
The man was once loving and was caring.
I know.
So then if he changed, then something has gone on.
Exactly.
In the spiritual realm.
That is it.
It's not a physical battle.
That's it.
It's spiritual warfare. And so I was beginning to pray. I prayed with her, and the last time she did, the pregnancy is delivered now. She's fine. And as the husband said, the man has changed.
Praise God. That's the power of prayer. The power of prayer.
But those things are not ordinary.
They're not.
Those habits are not ordinary.
They're not.
Behind every ungodly habit, there's a spirit.
Behind it.
So, I mean, I don't know why this topic came up. Like I said, when you asked me what, I said, Holy Spirit will take over. That's what I
you told me that.
I'm not prepared for it on this show.
You told me that. Amen. Amen.
I got you. But this is what the Lord wants us to talk about.
Amen.
So that marriage, even the man, like you said, only except if it become abusive, that is for you before you even pack out. Check spiritually first.
Exactly.
Address those spirits first.
Yes.
Check the foundation of that man. If the man is polygamous, or even you.
Exactly.
Oh, you need prayer. You need to pray.
Exactly, because it might just be you, the woman, too.
Yeah.
You're making things so difficult for this man.
Check your character. Check your attitude.
Exactly. Check everything.
Are you humble enough? Are you
exactly. Are you submissive to this man?
Yeah. Don't say, oh, my friends, women I can be alone. Listen, you cannot. Let me frank with ourselves.
And especially when these women are making more than the men,
they
tend not to respect their husbands anymore. Like I would tell every woman, I will say this and I will say this again. Look, women, the Bible asks us to be submissive to this man. And when we are making more money, we tend not to be submissive to them. We hide our paychecks. We don't let them know how much we make. If you are a submissive woman, if you are a Proverbs 31 woman, the Bible wants you, when you take that check, give it to the manager of the house. Let him manage things for you guys. Remember, you are not left out. You are still the assistant to this man. So which means whatever thing this man is doing with the money, you are seeing it. You are assisting him. You are the helper. You understand me? So what I'm saying is that we take this money, we hide this money, but at night we take our bodies. That is something that we need to keep what? Holy, and we give it to them. Which one is more important? The money or your body? You trust somebody. You trust in a man with your body and not with your money.
Wow.
Think twice.
Wow, you are
think twice. I'm talking to somebody. I am ministering to somebody, especially us in the US. When we become doctors, we become pharmacists, we become nurses, and we can run a house. We think we can run a house. But let me tell you the most difficult thing. When that man leaves you, you know the big challenge? When you walk into an empty house and you have been through that day that your boss is getting you, nothing is working. There is nobody you can talk to. You climb on that bed. There is nobody to say, hey babe, this is what happened. That is why depression kicks in. Most single women are not happy. They might come out and flash it out there. Ask them about the bedroom. I'm saying it from experience. Women, ladies, don't make that error.
Wow.
Don't do it. You might be pretending you're okay. You go for parties. When reality hits, when you hit your bedroom, that big bed is there with no man, with nobody to tell you I love you, with nobody to tell you how beautiful you are. These are the things we need in this life. We need these things in this temporal life. We cannot be living in this temporal life and we want everything to be spiritual. There are two lives we have to live. The spiritual and the temporal. We have to both work together.
Wow.
Both work together. So when you come back home and there is nobody to talk to you, depression kicks in. Don't let that happen to you. Don't let your mind walk over you.
Wow.
Don't let money be a god in your house. Don't let that happen.
Wow, thank you so much. I didn't know you were this. You have seen the show today. Wow.
Oh God.
Wow. One thing about this show and about this network, we don't just bring anybody without Holy Spirit leading us.
Praise God.
And that's
God.
That's the truth. We don't bring because this person is popular or this and that. We don't do that.
Thank you
we
for
do
that.
it based on somebody that God knows has something to offer.
Oh, thank God. You saw that in me. I really see.
No, that's
thank
what,
you so much.
That's what we do here. We don't do anything
so
because the one wants to gain. No. If you offer us 1 million and we know you don't have anything to offer, we won't bring you.
I know.
That
is not all about money.
We are careful of what we present to our viewers all over the world. We have all over the world.
Praise God.
We have somebody who is very popular artist and one of our show, and then when we pray about this, we say, and we didn't bother. We already reached out to him. We didn't bring him in. When we watch his video and look at something, we're not judging, but we stand.
Exactly, you stand for the truth.
The truth.
Yeah.
And then if eventually anybody comes in, I mean, with the word you hear, you will change.
Amen.
That's
Amen.
What. So I didn't know you are this background. I didn't know this. I'm serious.
Thank God.
But thank God for directing our path. And I believe somebody is getting. Listen, the word she's speaking is very important. It's a timely word.
Praise God.
She's a woman, thank God it's not a man who's speaking now. I said, because a man, so this is a woman who's speaking.
Exactly.
And that's very, very important. Yeah. It's the best, the most, the worst struggle we can go through in life is emotional struggle.
Oh no, it's not a good one.
No, is it? I've cancer people. I've cancer. Listen.
That can kill you.
People are dying gradually.
Yes.
I've met people who are wealthy, but maritally,
nothing.
Something's, and there's that vacuum is always there.
That's what I'm saying. We get out there and we like there is nothing happening.
That space is all
but
that
inside there's a lot going on.
And so that we thought, I can do it alone, but when we begin to see, that something is missing. So whatever you to do, please let's call to the manual, the scripture, the word of God.
The word of God.
That's our foundation for the journey, marital journey.
Amen.
If we miss it, we can go back and always look at the scripture. Does it say submission, love, and all those things are very, very important. We should not imitate our friends.
No.
We shouldn't imitate society and everybody. I can do it alone. You cannot do it alone. No matter your profession, you be doctor, be pharmacist, whatever you call yourself, it doesn't matter. The main thing is you have to do it the right way to get the right result. That
is why I tell people every day that we keep running behind shadows. We're running behind shadows a lot in this world because it's a life. We're living in a temporal world, And your focus should be where you're going to spend eternity. After this life, I said, okay, you were in Africa, you wanted to come to the US, you're now in the US. You wanted to have the green card, you are now a citizen, God gave it to you. You wanted to go to school, yes, you are now a doctor. You wanted that big mansion, you have it. You wanted the cars, you're driving it. What next?
What next?
After all this that God has given you, what next? And one thing I've realized is that these things that we're running after, we don't think about God. We don't think about, look, I'm going to put this aside to foster the gospel. You know, it's all about us. We want God to give more. We want God to give more. Yes, He's giving us more, right? But only Him asking us to offer our body as a living sacrifice. We don't do it.
Wow, thank you so much. I mean, this is wonderful, this is wonderful, this is wonderful. And may I remind someone right now, everything God is giving you is not for you.
Amen.
It's for Him.
Yes.
And for the benefit of others. I do tell people several times, life is not about you and I.
No.
Life is about how many lives are you able to affect.
A legacy. Living a legacy.
What will you be remembered for?
Yes.
It's not how long you live, that matter is how well. The souls you are able to affect with your gift, your resources, with your talent. That's the major thing about life.
That
so
is
if
very
God is
important.
blessing you, it's not blessing for you to increase your wardrobe.
No.
It's not blessed for you to go and buy the newest car and all this. No, that's not it for. It's for you to be a blessing to the kingdom.
The kingdom.
And this is a very important element. This is a platform whereby we preach the word.
Amen.
This is a platform you can sow seed.
Amen.
To increase, to promote the gospel.
What it is. Yes.
That's what God is blessing you for, not to win more souls.
Amen.
There are souls to reach out to, millions souls to reach out all over the world. That's why God is blessing you. You can support the kingdom.
Amen.
To be a blessing to God's work and wishes. So thank you so much for coming by. I mean, it has been wonderful. You have really took me by surprise. I didn't know. So tell us about your ministry and
oh, my ministry. For right now, you know, I just started like 6 months ago. I was commissioned on my birthday. That is last month, November 18th. And I'm going through a process, and I'm waiting on God. And God is doing a lot. So I have a ministry that is very broad. My ministry is very broad. That like he said, in the aspect, I'll be doing a lot of teachings on how to keep you married, how to choose a right partner. You know, things that you have to do with God. I'm out here to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. Some of the things that we're doing in our local churches that are not right, I speak out. I do speak out about those things. Because God asked me to bring out truth. God said, I want you to speak out truth. I'm calling other things. I can prophesy. I can do that. I can do deliverance. I can heal. But for right now, God has asked me to study the Word of God. I'm not going out there to do something that God hasn't asked me to do.
Wow.
So my ministry is very broad. I'm also out there to encourage young Christians, entrepreneurs to start a business.
Wow.
We need to start a business that we can take over the business world, that we can take upon it to fund our own crusades. That is my desire. That is what I want to see us do. Where are our talents? So Christians can't bring up new things anymore. So we can't invent. We have this. We are in God. It's not all about us picking the Bibles and we going to our churches. No, we should do that in addition to bringing life, to adding something to this universe. We should be the inventors. So that is part of my ministry.
Wow. So you have a lot to offer your word. And the word is waiting for you to step in. Yes, very important. So, and I agree with you on this show today.
Amen.
The Lord will give you the grace.
Amen.
And the strength.
Amen.
And these visions of yours will become a reality.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
I receive it.
Yeah, I agree with you today in the name of Jesus Christ. Yes. The Lord God Almighty will create a new platform for you.
Hallelujah.
For you to take the world all over the world. All over the world. All over the world.
Thank you for confirmation.
And I agree with you right now in the name of Jesus
Yes,
Christ.
Lord, yes.
The doors will begin to open beyond
Amen.
your wildest imagination
Amen.
as you obey.
Amen. I receive it, Lord.
As you obey, as you
Yes.
obey,
Yes,
as you
Father.
obey,
Yes, Father.
as you obey.
Yes.
The commission God is giving you, that God has given others before,
Amen.
that they have disappointed God.
Hmm.
That's why
Praise
God
God.
is giving you another mandate right now.
Amen.
And I pray the grace not to obey God.
Amen. No.
Receive that grace right
I
now.
receive it in the name of
In
Jesus.
the name of Jesus Christ.
Thank you, Lord.
I agree with you. The Lord will use your life
Amen.
as a light to
Amen.
those who are in the dark right now.
Amen.
And so shall it be.
Thank you,
In
Lord.
Jesus' mighty name. Wow.
Thank you, Father.
Viewers, I know you are blessed today. And I believe God should be coming by once in a while. And then there's more to talk about. Thank you for joining us on your favorite show, the Spotlight Show. And like again, please follow us on Facebook, NDTV Network, on Twitter, NDTV Networks, on Instagram, NDTV Network, and also YouTube, New Dimension TV, and then don't forget 24 hours live streaming, www.ndtvn.com. Until I come again the next time with another guest, remain forever blessed. God bless you.
Thank you. Love you all.
In this world of chaos, anarchy, and uncertainty, God is looking for men and women whom He will use as an agent of change and transformation. Men and women who will use their time, money, talents, resources, and spiritual gifts for the good of others. I believe after reading this book, you'll be encouraged and inspired to live selflessly and become an agent of change. Whenever you find yourself, you will do all you can to add value to the life of others. Agent of Change. Written by Sam Hansug. Now available. To get a copy of this life-transforming book, visit www.ndtvn.com/offers. Agents of Change. Can God count on you? How will you feel when you know that someone is praying and interceding for you every day? That is how we hold our partners with high esteem, standing in the gap and praying for you without ceasing. NDTV is God's plan to transform lives and help people to get their freedom from every form of oppression, walk in victory, discover their original destiny and the plan of God for them. Together, we can do far more than any of us could ever do alone. Become a partner today by visiting www.ndtvn.com/partnership, and you will be glad you did.